Hi guys, so today we have a 2020 prediction between Michael Bloomberg and Mr. Donald J. Trump. So we're just going to get right into this video as soon as we can, and I'm just going to go through the safe states. So Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii, all safe for Mike Bloomberg. Illinois, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, the District of Columbia, New York, Vermont, and all those states I would consider in the safe Democratic column. Now for the safe Republican states: Alaska, Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Kansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Indiana. So we start off with 182 electoral votes for Mike Bloomberg, 121 for President Trump. Where can Trump make up his kind of deficit? He can make it up in Texas. I really think that Texas is a state that will only go for a Democrat unless they can really appeal to the Latino voters in that state. Mike Bloomberg, not that person. The 2nd District of Nebraska I also see going into the likely GOP column, and then the rest of Nebraska going into the safe GOP column. Other areas where Trump can make this margin up: in Ohio, Georgia, and Arizona. All these states will only go Democratic unless there's a really good Democratic candidate. Mike Bloomberg is not that candidate for the Democratic Party. So 182 for Mike Bloomberg, 209 for President Trump. Where can Mike Bloomberg catch up just a little bit? He can catch up in states like New Mexico, which have gone Democratic for quite some time. And in Colorado, this is a tough one to call between likely and leaning. I'm going to ever so narrowly put it in the leaning column, just because Mike Bloomberg is just so bad at appealing to Latino voters. Definitely not someone that would win in a blowout in Colorado or New Mexico. However, it would definitely be on the upper end of the leaning margin. I would say 4 to 5% win there for Mike Bloomberg. 196 for Bloomberg, 209 for Trump. I'm going to now go into continuing the leaning Democratic column, going into the state of Virginia. Kind of more an establishment Democratic state. I see them voting for someone like Mike Bloomberg by a leaning margin. Now for some more Trump states, I see both the states of North Carolina and Florida both pretty much going to the Republicans by about 3 to 5 percentage points. Now, Mike Bloomberg, not the kind of person to appeal to African American or Latino voters, and I really don't see Michael Bloomberg coming close to winning in either of those states. In the likely GOP column is the 2nd District of Maine, and then in that leaning Democratic column would be Maine at large. In the likely Democratic column would be that 1st Congressional District. Now, with Maine, they split it by Congressional District. That 2nd District against Mike Bloomberg would easily go to Donald Trump, and then that Maine at large would kind of be offset by Trump's massive win in the 2nd District, and then that would kind of offset some of that. So, 212 for Bloomberg, 254 for President Trump. Going up to the state of New Hampshire, I see that one leaning to go over towards Mike Bloomberg, just because, he's from the area and he can appeal very narrowly to New Hampshire voters. It went to Clinton, and I see Mike Bloomberg continuing that Democratic trend. So 216 to 254, I'm going to make a big call right now. I'm calling the state of Iowa for President Trump. He's underwater in his approval, but I definitely see him coming back. 2 more states I see going to the president: Wisconsin and Michigan. I see both of these states going to the president just because Bloomberg can't really appeal. And the state of Pennsylvania I see going into the tilt column, so I'm also going towards the president. And same thing with Minnesota, that's the first flip. All of these states, the president is underwater. However, Michael Bloomberg is not the kind of person you need a populist message to win in these states. Bernie Sanders, he won Michigan in an upset. He won Wisconsin. I believe he won Minnesota as well. He came so close in Iowa with minimal name recognition. That's definitely something to note, that the populist progressive beat Clinton in the primary in those states, and Clinton lost 3 out of those 4 states in the 2016 general election. One more state that's flipping to Trump, the state of Nevada. I see that one going towards the President of the United States. Michael Bloomberg is terrible at appealing to Latino voters, and I see the President carrying that. So that finishes off our map. 322 for the President, 216 for Michael Bloomberg. Thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down your suggestions below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.